What's up, internet neighbors? Forte here, bringing you a low-budget production of the games I played in 2025. Thought I'd go through the games from last year to kick off this year in order to see what all we were able to do and complete. So let's just get right into it. Starting off with our tier list, we have would complete again, would play again, and then games I did indeed play. So, completed about 16 games, not too bad given the amount of time that I have and the time it takes in order to complete games. So, kicking right off, we have Assassin's Creed Black Flag. This is my second Assassin's Creed game. After playing 2, Ezio is a hard follow-up, but I feel Edward did a pretty good job. I had a pretty good time with him. It's about a 5 out of 10 difficulty. It takes about 50 hours to complete and get the plat. There are multiplayer trophies and grind to max level, as well as a few RNG trophies that involve you being online. So those are the roadblocks when it comes to completing, and the things that I would say definitely, if I weren't a completionist, I would not have bothered with. I did not want to do them, but lo and behold, here we are, and I did it anyways, got the plat, and I feel pretty good about it. The multiplayer grind took longer than it should have, and the RNG trophies scared me for a bit, as one of them didn't proc until like 2 chapters or so before the final mission. So I got lucky with that one. Other than that, the game was really fun to play. I really enjoyed my time sailing around, diving into the seas, getting all the treasure, making sure my boat was up to date and could take out anything it could see. Seeing the progression level of the boat, starting out from such a small thing to taking on the warships. Really fun. Having the sea shanties sung as you travel the seas is really nice. Big fan of Black Flag. The only parts of the game that I did not enjoy were the human in the real world parts. That was not fun. Didn't add anything to my experience. Would not want to experience it again. Do not want to do the completion, but I would like to play the story. When the remaster comes out, apparently they're cutting out all of the non-animus sections, so you don't have to be in the present day. So we'll see how that goes. If they do that, and then they add the extra content that they're saying, I think it would be a really fun game. Right now, this is my favorite. We'll hopefully get to some more Assassin's Creed games as the year goes by. Next up, we have Freedom Cry. I was still feeling pretty good about my Black Flag experience, so I decided to hop into the standalone DLC. Takes about 8 hours or so to complete. There's only one trophy that you probably won't get by just naturally playing the game, and that is swimming 1 nautical mile. If you just go through the main stories and you don't spend a lot of time in the water, you'll probably have to spend about 20 minutes or so swimming back and forth in order to get this to go. But in terms of grind and something that you have to do afterwards, not the worst thing in this list by far, so not too bad. I enjoyed it quite a lot. Will be completing it again because it has 2 lists, and I actually did the wrong one, so it's not tied to my Black Flag account. I did the standalone purchased game. Next up, we have Cosmic Shake. I'm a big fan of SpongeBob, big fan of the show, big fan of the movies, big fan of the games. I've probably played Battle for Bikini Bottom more than I should have, but here we are. So when this game was announced, I was really looking forward to it. I enjoyed what I saw. I enjoyed being able to see all of the cameos and references to the show. I enjoyed looking at the worlds that they were going to have us visit. And then the game came out, and it was okay. It is a perfectly solid experience if you want a 3D platformer. It is not better than Battle for Bikini Bottom. It does have issues, but the boss fights were fun. The worlds are imaginative, if not linear as all get out. The combat is not the best, and the enemies are blobs. They have no real fun personality to do. Did not enjoy fighting them whatsoever, to be honest, but perfectly okay experience. Will not be completing again, but I'll probably give it another run through here and there as the years go by. Next up, we have Demon Slayer Kami Chronicles. I do not have the second one as of yet, but I enjoyed what I played of the first one. CyberConnect 2, once again bringing in all of their anime glory in terms of cutscenes and camera dynamics and supers. Really knocked it out of the park yet again. I would say if you've never seen Demon Slayer, this is a perfectly acceptable way to experience the story as you go through up until the Mugen Train arc, following Tanjiro and his adventures as well as the other Demon Slayers part of the core. There are a few things that I would say be careful of if you're going to go for the plat for this game. It's not a super difficult game, but you do have to get all of the S ranks for every chapter, and you do have to complete 10 rank challenges for 10 different characters, which can be a bit of a slog if you try to do it all at once. I broke it up doing a couple characters here and there and then going back and forth between the story, so it wasn't too bad. I probably wouldn't complete it again, but I will be doing it for the second one, so we'll see how that goes. Perfectly fine game, big fan. Next up we have Fire Emblem Three Hopes. This is a retelling of Fire Emblem Three Houses in an alternate universe where you play as Shaz instead of Byleth, and you have your own random deity housing inside of you instead of Sophus. So there's a few routes that you can play. Each house gives you a different set of units to use. Each one can be reclassed to whatever you feel like it. Each one has their specialties between magic and physical. Some have better defenses, some are slow on the battlefield. It's up to you to determine who they're gonna class change into and how you want them to play. But I really enjoyed my time with this game. It's a perfectly fun Warriors game. There's a lot of QOL that they've done. As they continue to put out Warriors games. Toei Tecmo, there we go. Jesus. And I really enjoyed my time. Took about 55-ish hours of what I put into it, which is not a lot for a Warriors game, but I liked going through each route. I liked seeing the changes that they made for the characters and the story. I enjoyed the combat. I had a nice time, and I would definitely play it again. Wouldn't try to complete it, but it's definitely not something that I'll never go back to ever. Next up we have Hyrule Warriors. There's a lot of QOL they put in this for the definitive version. There's a lot of fun levels in this game. There's a good few music tracks playing. The characters and the combat are pretty good, and since it's got a pretty wide range of characters for you to choose, there's a lot of differences between the weapons that they hold and the combat that is available to them. Even if you're playing as the same character, as soon as you give them a different weapon, it's like playing with a whole new character. And there's good and bad to that. It means that there's more ways to play, but there's also more things to have to grind up and get better and unlock to the mastery. And to the detriment of this game, to complete it all the way through takes over 350 hours because there's so much content and there's so much that you have to replay and just kind of bash your head against the wall of monotony in order to get the materials that you need. Not something I really wanted to do, not something I looked forward to doing, and I did about 2 hours of it before I said that's enough and I wanted to move on. So I'm going to throw that in the did indeed play. It is something I will play again, but there's just too much in terms of completion, and that's kind of what this list is about. I don't want to complete it. I dread the thought of completing it. I would much rather complete Three Hopes. Next up we have Infamous. Not my first time completing this game. Will be my last time completing this game. I enjoyed my time with it every time, but the blast shards will and always will be the worst thing in existence for this, but they do fix in the second one. But in this game, it does not tell you how far away one is unless you are 3 feet away from it, and there are over 150 to collect. So it takes a while, and I hope you brought a map, because if you miss one, good luck finding it. And you do have to play this game twice in order to get both endings. So watch out for that if you're going for the platinum. Also watch out for the stunts. Don't worry about them if you're on evil. Only worry about them if you're on good. Some of them are just easier to do on good and just makes it trivial. I will be playing it again at some point in my life. Hopefully we'll get a new Infamous game. I saw a rumor today actually that they're thinking about it and dropping hints. so we'll see. But so long as I'm still electric and can jump in the water to see somebody else die, I'm looking forward to that game because it is funny every time. Next up we have Jump Force. I bought this game because it was going to be delisted and you could no longer get the platinum. I thought it'd be funny to have an unattainable. Joke's on me because I had to do the grind for this game and it was not fun. It takes about 70 hours to complete according to PSNP. So take that as you will. I don't remember how long it took me to do. The grind for max level wasn't the best, but also having to do max difficulty and the RNG for the rewards didn't make it fun. The graphics are not great for most of the characters. It does not work. The style is not it, dude. The character animation in the cutscenes is pathetic. The PNG rising of Frieza is always going to be memed to death, and for good reason, because the rest of the game does look like that. It's perfectly acceptable as a 3D arena fighter. There's nothing particularly wrong with the combat itself, but everything else surrounding the game is just not great, and it is definitely a game that I did play, and I will probably never play again unless it's to be funny. Next up we have MLB The Show 18. First sports game I've played since like the PS2, so it's been a hot minute since I've touched anything sports in terms of gaming that's outside of Mario. Took about 30-ish hours to get through. Some of those, I could have done it faster if it wasn't for the road to the show. I got stuck by one trophy that makes you get called up to the major leagues for a certain point in the calendar year. And I had the stats needed for it multiple times. Had the cutscenes for getting called up, but I had the wrong cutscenes. So I had to redo this multiple times in order to do it, and it just added more time than it needed to. It's definitely a fun game. They've added some QOLs. There's different ways to pitch, different ways to hit, and just the overall production of the show, I guess, is how you would say it, is pretty up there. Nowadays, it does look like you're just watching real baseball, which is perfectly fun. I enjoyed my time. I'm glad I got to play a sports game, and this is one of the easier ones to complete. I don't suggest anyone go after any sports trophy ever. The platinums are not worth it. Next up, we have One Piece Odyssey. This is an RPG game, unlike some of the others. Most of them are in the Warriors franchise for One Piece, but this one is an RPG adventure with a few different mechanics in terms of characters. Each character has a style. That style is effective against another style. So you have a weapon triangle in terms of combat that you have to watch out for. The enemies can use it against you as well as you use it against the enemies. And it is based on kind of the spacing that you have. So you're in different areas of the battlefield and you can only reach certain areas. So you have to pay attention to that when doing combat. Not a hard game. You do go through the original One Piece story. You also see the events of the anime play out in major arcs as you go through the memories of the crew. They introduced a couple new characters, Lim and Audio. I was a big fan of both. I really think the story is fun. I was kind of disappointed that it's not wholly original and that it does retread the anime a bit. I would say if you've never seen One Piece, go play Pirate Warriors 3 instead of this, but if you want to play through the major events in a quicker manner, this is okay as well. It will probably be faster, but there is a bit of a slog in the second chapter. It is the longest of all the chapters, and even for somebody that likes One Piece, it was a bit much, and they definitely could have cut it just a smidgen. But I really enjoyed my time. I really liked the story. I liked the characters. I look forward to going to the DLC. I'd probably do it again, to be honest. There is one thing I would probably watch out for, and that is the 99 cubes that you have to pick up. Much like the blast shards, you don't know which one you missed, and there is no tracker, so you do have to keep count. And I did miss about 2. Luckily, I did not have to go through the entirety of every area, and I was able to find it in about halfway through the video tutorial. So, saved myself some time there, but could have been better. But perfectly fun game. Look forward to the DLC. Next up, we have a couple fighting games that I played. Played some Street Fighter 6 to finish up the trophy for the tournament wins that I needed, as well as 100 matches, which just does take a little bit. It's more of an inevitability than something that's blockading you. And then Tekken 7 was my first Tekken game that I completed. The trophy that I would say watch out for is just winning online in a tournament, but even then, it's not very hard. Both of these are pretty quick to do, and in terms of fighting games, they're probably the easiest out there. So don't let anyone stop you if you're afraid of doing platinums for fighting games. Pick these two up. They're pretty fun. Both of them have really cool characters to play with. And I look forward to getting better with them, so I will continue to play them throughout the year. So hopefully we'll see each other in the streets. Next up we have Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. The worst grind I've had all year. No pun intended. Did not enjoy getting to level 100 at all. Takes about 70 hours according to the guide, and it's an 8 out of 10. I think that guide is wrong. It is not an 8 out of 10. In no way should it take you 70 hours. It took me 45, even after the 20 hours extra grinding to get to max level. There is no reason for you to get up to 70 unless you're just not trying to play the game and get the trophies as fast as you can. Even just going through and replaying stuff, it didn't take that long, so I definitely wouldn't recommend completing this game. I would never do this again to myself. If I were rating this only on completion, I would never touch this game ever again if I rated it in terms of just being a Tony Hawk game. Definitely one of the more fun ones out there, playing with friends and then just kind of going through the multiplayer. Everything's smooth, it's fun to look at, tricks all come out nicely, they made some QOLs and it plays really well. I'll look forward to if they ever do more updates and more remasters for older games. If they ever do American Wasteland, you know I'm going to get that. I will not be doing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, just putting that out there right now. Do not plan to do that grind for all of the characters. You have to play through every mode, do every challenge for every single 32 character roster that they have in that game, and I have better things to do with my time. I do not want to do that. But in terms of this game right here, in completion, I did indeed play it, but if we weren't considering completion, I would definitely play it again. Next up we have Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, my second Donkey Kong Country game after Returns. Pretty fun game. I kind of blazed through it a bit. It's supposed to take about 30 hours, but I beat everything in 10. I didn't go through and collect all of the collectibles. I didn't do every hidden level. I just had fun. So I enjoyed my time. The levels were fun. The music was really good. Everything looks pretty good. I do have some struggles with the gravity and the movement of the Kongs here and there. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right. And then the boss fights are really long and unnecessary. The final boss will always be a sticking point to me, and I'll always remember that it takes too long and there's too many instant death opportunities to make you restart the fight and go through the phases again. But, pretty good platformer. Not the best in the world, not the worst in the world. Perfectly acceptable. We'll play again at some point. Next up we have Pokemon Violet. I got to play this when it was a real game because I played it on Switch 2 where it runs at 60 FPS. Has a bunch of Pokemon at all times walking around, making the world feel really lived in, really fun to explore. Everything was smooth sailing, everything loaded correctly. I really enjoyed it. I played it to completion. I got everything in the Pokedex. I did not play the DLC because I don't think it's worth the money. But if you were to play this on Switch 2, I would say go for it. If you're going to play it on Switch 1, I would say get a Switch 2 before you touch it. I think this is probably one of the best Pokemon games to just like play. I think the openness of the structure works out pretty well. There are ways to overlevel and come back and just stomp your way through it, but you can do that in any Pokemon game, so I wouldn't say it's a huge detriment. I'll probably play it again at some point in my life, but I probably won't complete it again. I don't see the need to get the full decks. So that's how that one rolls. Next up, we have Yakuza 0, the game I spent the most amount of time with, at about 135 hours to complete. Takes 2 playthroughs. You do have to play on hard, and it's such a dense game. There's so much in so little. They put so much into the world. There's so many different mini games, so many different, side stories. The story itself is very compelling. Felt like watching a movie. I was heavily invested into the characters. The writing is just phenomenal. It's my first Yakuza game, and what a banger to start out with, man. I can't wait to see the rest of the franchise. Can't wait to see where these characters go. I love seeing the beginnings of Kiryu and Majima. I loved completing this game, even though Mahjong and the computers choosing when you get to win sucks, and the RNG for the tournament wins was boring to get through. I probably would complete it again in a different life. I probably won't complete it again in this life, but it is definitely my favorite game that I played this year, for sure. So that's the list. Not a lot of things I would complete again, and that's okay. But there's tons of great games, and I would play them all again at some point. Except for maybe Jump Force. I see no reason to ever go back to that. But let me down in the comments, what was your favorite game, or your least favorite game from last year? What are you looking forward to this year? Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.